everyone. This is Pearls of Wisdom with Nirmal Bang. I'm Avan Dabash. Well, today we want to understand and decode what's going on in the jobs market. We keep reading articles day after day talking about a shrinking overseas job market globally, artificial intelligence coming in the way of human jobs. What are the skill sets that are necessary to be equipped for jobs for young people? What about salaries for freshers straight out of who have just graduated? Is work from home still a thing? We want to understand that and lots more. Ramani Datti is the CFO at TeamLease and now joins in to decode that. Thanks so much for taking time out. And I'll begin with what I started the conversation with, the fact that, a lot of the time when you even Google things like what's the job market looking like globally, you come up with these pretty alarming articles, Ramani, talking about, people are returning from overseas to India in search of work, how a lot of people are being laid off. What is the situation like if one just had to sum it up? Is it as alarming as the headlines make it seem?
Yeah. No, let me unpack this into two parts. So one is on IT side and second on non-IT side. Firstly, as far as India is concerned, we are very fortunate that barring IT, all other industry segments are doing extremely well. Be it BFSI, FMCG, FMCD, retail, manufacturing. Across all industries, we are seeing good number of new jobs as well as transition of informal to formal jobs has been happening. And there, for the foreseeable future, we are not seeing any kind of concern as far as job market is concerned. Now coming to the second part of the question, which is like what's happening on IT side. Firstly, globally there has been a slowdown in terms of IT spending over the last 1.5 years. And in fact, compared to the amount of jobs that have been lost in IT industry, be it in US or Europe, the numbers in India are far better as of now. And because if you take IT services, all IT service companies as a group, so far the number of jobs reduced by IT service industry has been in a low single digit percentage. So it's not even like above 4 or 5%. So it's a very small number. Comparatively, in the Western economy, the IT industry have almost reached to double-digit job reduction, especially in the entry level and mid-level IT profiles. So as of now, that way, to some extent, we are kind of doing okay. But can this be sustained for a longer period is the question. To some extent, to offset for the time being, we are getting good GCCs in India. So, be it banking MNCs or engineering company back offices in India. So, they are able to some extent, create new jobs for mid and niche skills IT professionals. In fact, if you take TeamLease, which is into IT staffing, so there, while we have lost business on IT services front, the same amount of business got offset for us with contribution coming from new and existing GCC companies. So that is what so far been working out. However, the concern is that when is the recovery going to happen? And to this question, right now we are not getting a clear or a certain view, be it from the IT service clients or from the global IT spending indicators. So that's where the challenge is.
Okay, fair enough. So a lot more clarity with respect to dividing it between IT and the rest of the sectors. But just given the kind of trajectory that we've witnessed, the rapid shift that we've seen in the technology sector, give us a sense as to the talent shortage. Does that exist, or is there enough room when it comes to job opportunities within tech and IT?
Yeah. No, talent shortage is definitely a challenge, and especially in the times that we live in, wherein every 6 months there is a new technology, a new upgrade that is required. So it has become even more imperative in terms of the skill shortage. Also, like even at TeamLease, while we have been hiring someone every 5 minutes for the last 15 years, we are able to hire only 5% of the candidates who applied for a job at TeamLease, because the rest 95%, even though they have the degrees, they don't have the job ready skill set. So that has been a challenge. And that's why many companies are now actively investing in their employee skill enhancement through L&D initiatives or apprenticeship programs or other higher education sponsorships, other certifications. But is that going to be enough is the question. To some extent, the new technologies, which are from AI and ML enabled technologies, to some extent can help bridge this skill shortage, because even for a very highly skilled employee, at the rate at which the technology is changing, the new requirements are coming up. For someone to upskill so quickly on those new age technologies or niche skill set, it's not possible. So can AI and ML to some extent fill that gap, and in giving us a base or a foundation for the employees, and then on top of that, the existing employees can contribute. So that's what is happening. But yes, skill shortage has been a problem, and it will continue to be a problem in future as well.
Okay, fair enough. Let's understand it sector-wise, Ramani, if we can. In terms of which are the sectors currently that are showing the highest hiring intentions, which would be the top five?
So right now in India, the sectors which are having the highest intent to hire are FMCG, FMCD. So the consumer sectors are doing extremely well, and also this year, with the monsoon being forecasted to be quite positive, we are expecting that the festive season will also play very well for the consumer industry, followed by BFSI, because banking and financial services has been on a very high growth trajectory for the last couple of years, and it will continue for the next few years as well. Followed by that, we have now retail and e-commerce, telecom, now manufacturing has been picking up momentum, especially if I take sectors within manufacturing, the sub-sectors like smartphone manufacturers, chip manufacturers, EVs. Some of these new age companies are also getting a lot of buzz in terms of new job creation. So these would be the top five right now in terms of specific industry segments which have the highest intent to hire.
Okay. So I guess a lot of people who are watching this video and are looking out for jobs, those are some of the sectors maybe that you should tap into. But then there's this concern, Ramani, when it comes to AI, automation, robotics. Yes, indeed, it's super useful, very productive. It's a boon. But at the same time, it also has that fear of replacing human jobs or things that humans can do in the workplace. How much of a threat or a concern is that?
It can definitely impact, but to what extent is at this stage it's very uncertain, because even in the past, whenever we had new technologies, there was always this initially the fear of, okay, it will take away all of these jobs or a full segment of certain jobs. But in practicality, many a times we have seen that if they have impacted, if these new technologies have impacted a specific set of jobs, they have created new opportunities in another segments. So we believe that the same thing can happen even with AI and ML as well. But the rate at which these technologies are learning and growing, I think they'll definitely impact to some extent, if not the number of jobs, but at least the salaries, because we have already started seeing AI eating into salaries of IT professionals and even to some extent non IT as well. Over the last 1 year, maybe because of the global slowdown as well, the IT salary hike percentages or overall the salary trends haven't seen that much of inflation as we have seen in other segments. So, is it caused only by AI impact or also a factor of global slowdown? Is something that we need to unpack. But my understanding is AI and ML will definitely eat into salaries to some extent, and also the number of jobs to some extent.
Oh, that's pretty interesting. Eating into salaries as well. I don't think one really took that into account. And just if I could understand a little bit better in terms of the salaries as well, um, a lot of the IITians are now earning just about 5 to 10 lakh rupees. Is the job market itself for a particular skill set to some extent diminishing? What is the outlook when it comes to salary structures versus what it was?
No, in India, the salary structures are purely based on demand and supply. And
Okay.
because during COVID times, we have seen unusual salary hikes, especially for tech professionals, almost going up to 20-25%. And in some cases, even for niche skill set, even 100% salary hikes were given because there was so much of FOMO around tech spending during COVID time. So almost for 2 years, that entire IT industry was in like high single digit salary inflation. But now that there isn't much of demand, the demand levels have come down, whereas the supply continue to be increasing. That mismatch has led to again salary levels either slightly coming down or not going up, and also to some extent, employees are preferring to go for a work from home option at a slightly lower salary level. So we are seeing many cases where companies have a policy of either cutting down a part of variable pay or some amount of allowance with an option of work from home. Some employees are also opting for it. So to some extent, that's also contributing to not having a higher salary inflation in the current levels of indicative salaries in IT.
Okay, so what are some of the skill sets that now you feel freshers need to equip themselves with in order to make it in this competitive, highly technological job market?
It's very difficult to answer because, as I said, the kind of requirements and skill sets are changing so rapidly every 2 months, 3 months, 6 months. So it's very difficult to nail down saying that these are the only skill set that they have to be prepared for the next 1-2 years. Right now, the flavor of the season is with niche skill set, especially on the AI ML front. So that's where the maximum demand is happening as far as IT is concerned. But having said that, on non-IT front, sales and marketing continue to be the most sought of after skill set, be it in banking or, as I said, FMCG, FMCD. So in all these sectors, the sales and marketings are on the highest demand skill set.
Okay. And, I think when the pandemic hit, of course, it was work from home largely across pretty much every sector, barring, of course, special and emergency services. And then we sort of moved to a hybrid model. A lot of us are back in the office, but what are the trends now, even when it comes to globally? I think a lot of people who were accustomed to working from home are now getting back into the office, or is it still a mix of hybrid? And across which sectors are you still seeing the work from home still exist?
Again, as per my understanding, most of the industries have moved to, I mean, feet on street or work from office kind of mode. It's only now we are seeing mainly in IT and related industries is where we are still seeing this phenomena of work from home continuing, because in other industries there is no choice. So the people have to get on ground and they have to go to their workplace, especially for industries like retail, pharma, healthcare. So I mean, they really don't have a choice, right? So they have to go. IT is where still the option or the window is still working. And however, many IT companies are now reflecting that it is impacting the overall company culture, and also in the long term, whether it can impact the productivity and the career path for employees is something that they're revisiting. So many companies are taking up multiple initiatives to encourage employees coming back to work. But at this stage, there is still a pushback from employee side, because this is something we keep hearing from our IT clients, saying that whatever initiatives that they are taking, be it additional incentives or additional variable pay or any kind of penalties for not coming to office, employees are still not bothered. So they still prefer work from home option over work from office. So at this stage, it's only more prevalent in IT side of the industry.
Um, and what is it that you're seeing in terms of the white collar job market as well, the kind of hiring sentiment that we're witnessing? versus blue collar?
So blue collar is quite positive because the manufacturing sector in India is just picking up with the PLI schemes and other initiatives. It's going to be very promising, but there also the skill gap problem is there, and mobilization of people to the specific pockets where these manufacturing plants are going to be set up. So that challenge is also there, but that sector will create more and more jobs in the coming years for sure. On the white collar side, as of now, we discussed about IT. So there we are not seeing any kind of pickup in the hiring trend, at least for the rest of this financial year, maybe at least for next 6 to 9 months. We may not see any major pickup. However, on other white collar jobs, be it in media, hospitality, tourism, or banking, in all other sectors. So, where the profiles are mostly into sales, marketing, communication, education, healthcare. So, in all these sectors, we are seeing very good demand continue to come.
Okay. And in terms of the hiring expectations as well, is it that the larger companies are at the higher end of the employment outlook and that the net employment outlook from micro companies is lower?
That's true because post COVID, especially, we have started seeing this phenomena where the large are becoming larger. And more consolidation is happening with larger clients in terms of their business volume. So the large clients are creating more number of jobs, and also right now we are seeing more jobs getting created in metros and the top cities. However, in the next 2 to 5 years, there'll be equal number of new jobs that would be created in tier 2, tier 3 places. But for the next 1 year, it will be largely with big companies, more concentrated towards metros and large cities is where the hiring trend is going to be.
Okay, fair enough. And just give us a sense as well as to whether or not employers are adopting any sort of other strategies like increased work flexibility or higher wages in order to attract talent, and across which sectors is this?
No, within IT, companies are giving the flexible options to employees, and also in terms of the salary structures. So some of the companies are coming up with different salary structures for work from office and work from home, with different allowances and other variable structures for the employees. That to some extent is working out for some companies, but many of them are saying that this is only they'll be using it as an interim solution. In the long run, all the companies are saying that they would prefer to bring at least 90% of their employees back to offices. So whether it is in IT or other white collar jobs. Gray collar and blue collar, as I mentioned earlier, anyway, almost 100% of them have moved to work from office or work from ground. So there is no such challenge. And as far as salary inflation is concerned, on the blue collar and gray collar, so typically it would be in the range of 5 to 8% per annum kind of salary inflation. So depending on the GDP growth rate of the country, it may slightly go up or go down, plus minus 1-2%. But usually that would be the trend. However, IT is something where we are seeing a lot more stress on salary inflation.
Okay, and finally, Romani, just before we let you go, any pearls of wisdom that you'd have maybe for people watching to be at the helm of a company such as this? Any lessons that you've learned or advice that you'd like to impart?
Just to have a more open mind to learn, because the way that the skill set requirements are changing and the new technologies are coming up, so the candidates should always be open to learn the newer technologies and newer skill set, and make learning as a part of their career. So that's the only thing that we can add on right now.
All right, thank you so much for taking time out. Good having you on board, Romani.
Pleasure talking to you. Thank you.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel and click on the bell icon to never miss an update from Nirmal Bang.